I've gone from this to this in 4 years. I've been very successful in my gym journey, so you can rest assured that I know what I'm talking about, and you're not going to receive some advice that doesn't actually work. In 2020, pixels saved my life. A collection of pixels on a screen saved me from suicide. I started watching a certain person on YouTube when I was at a very dark place in my life. Let that sink in. Pixels on a screen saved a human life. Now, if that isn't powerful, then I don't know what is. Content creators and influencers have the ability to be extremely powerful and impactful on people's lives. That's why in this video, I'm going to go through 5 YouTubers you can follow to fast track your progress in the gym and subsequently probably in life as well. I understand your pain of desperately wanting to make progress, but feeling lost in all the noise because there's so much shit out there and there are so many different voices talking in your ear. You're probably just confused. And a well-known marketing strategy is if the customer is confused, he's just going to say no. So this is the same thing. If you're given a ton of different resources, you're not going to know where to look for actual practical good advice. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. So these 5 creators that I'm going to give you to follow, that I'm going to ask you religiously to follow, will definitely help give you some actionable advice and tell you to go down this path with complete certainty without you being lost in the kind of standing there not knowing where to go. Number 1, Hamza. Now, specifically his old videos, they're the videos that I would watch when I was in a really dark place. It would just be him, a talking head video just like this, and he would just be giving practical, no bullshit advice, just spitting out a life advice. And that really resonated with me because I needed help, especially like his unfiltered videos from his unfiltered channel. It'd be like 40 minutes to an hour long, and I just watched. I remember sitting on my bedroom floor and just watching them for like hours on end because I found it so useful. Like having an older brother or like a father figure talk to me in a kind of way that he knew that I would understand and respond well to. He wouldn't tiptoe around the problem. He'd say the fact as it is. You're fat, you're weak, you're a loser, and you need to fix your life. And you need to stop being a fucking loser. That's how he would speak to you, and that's how I really responded well to. So reasons to follow him. He'll get you doing the good habits like going to the gym, like meditating, looking after your life. He's the self-improvement YouTuber that you need to follow, specifically his old videos. So if you go back to 2 years ago and more, specifically the ones of him in his bedroom with his hoodie on, just talking to you, those are the ones that you want to go. So from like 2020 to 2021, that's the golden era for self-improvement advice. So for me, this was the lowest hanging fruit that got me into all this shit, got me to go into the gym, improving my life. So start on that. I would advise starting on that if you haven't been going to the gym. If you have been going to the gym, then numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 will help a lot. The rationale for putting him first was that you're not going to go into these heavy science-based lifters online and look at all the science-heavy information on going to the gym and things like that if you haven't even lifted a weight in the gym. So he was the one who basically said, go to the gym, and I started doing that. And then I went deeper into that rabbit hole, finding out more nuanced, specific information. Number 2 is Jeff Nippard. He's probably one of the goats on the internet on science-based lifting. So go here for all your form techniques, for all your exercise selection, for your exercise tutorials on how to do certain exercises. Special areas, form, hypertrophy, strength. For any programming, look at those videos. For any hypertrophy tips, any strength tips. He's a power builder, so he does powerlifting and bodybuilding combined into one. It's easy for beginners to understand. He gives you relatable form cues and very science-backed, very practical. He backs everything up with articles and research papers, so that's very good. In my opinion, he's one of the best science-based creators on YouTube. The easiest thing that you can do to get in shape is to optimize your diet for fat loss. This is the lowest hanging fruit. This is the easiest thing to grab. I have an ebook that runs you through how to work out your calories for fat loss, pick the right foods for fat loss, and work towards a goal to lose fat. The link is in the description for the Dummies Crash Course on Fat Loss. Number 3, Andrew Huberman, long format podcast. He's a scientist, he's a doctor, he's got a PhD. So he gives you very science-based, I would say science-based tools to optimize your life. So he doesn't do just the training and gym space, he'll also do sleep and he'll also do things like testosterone and things like that. So it's not specifically just for guys, but it's very good for finding out guides and specific science-based things that you can do to optimize certain areas of your life. He does very good videos. So he has really long episodes, 2+ hours, but he also has really good shorter ones, which he calls, I think, the toolkits. So for example, he has a sleep toolkit, which is an hour long on simply just the tips that you can do, because normally he'll go through he'll be speaking on his long format podcast, or on a 3-hour one, for example, he'll be speaking about specific research papers and how the the research kind of counteracts. But in the toolkits, he doesn't go into that. He just goes into straight practical tips. So those are very good if you just want the advice just instantly. So go to the sleep toolkit, for example. I'm sure he's got other ones like the testosterone toolkit, things like that. But he's a scientist, so he'll back everything up with actual proof. It's not like the bullshit things where people will just say, do this, it probably will lead to this. He'll actually tell you when you do a cold shower, your testosterone increases by 39%, for example. He'll have the specific data in front of him on a piece of paper. So that's very good if you're into all the kind of nitty gritty sciencey stuff. He's incredibly credible as well. Number 4 is RP strength. So it's Mike Israetel. He basically, one of the biggest things that he preaches is doing slow eccentric on a movement. So if you don't know what that is, when you, for example, if you take a bicep curl, for example, this part is the concentric and this part is the eccentric. So the lowering of the weight is the eccentric. He basically preaches when you do that, make sure you lower it down. Most people probably just do that very quickly, but what he preaches is count for at least 2 or 3 seconds on the way down. For me personally, I found a much bigger pump and size increase when focusing on a slower eccentric, especially now that I'm not actually like training for sport. I'm literally just rehabbing a leg injury and doing like trying to gain size in my upper body as well. So that I found incredibly useful. The best combination of doing these is going with a heavy weight and a slow eccentric. That's like the formula for killer pumps, basically. So if you really challenge the weight and then just drop it on the way down, basically how it works is that you're much stronger on the lowering of a movement. So you might find that you're strong on a bench press, it comes down fine, and then you just can't get it up because you're a lot stronger on this portion, much stronger than you are on this portion. So controlling the eccentric, count 2 or 3 seconds in your head. Sometimes it helps keep a phone out to keep the timer on a stopwatch, because sometimes we underestimate how long it is in our head, which I found something that I've done. Keep a phone out so you can see how long you're actually taking on the eccentric. Number 5 is another science-based lifter called Ryan Humiston. I would recommend this for the more experienced gym goers. So when you've kind of looked through all these creators and when you've consumed a lot of their content for a while, I would suggest going to him, because he's very into like pushing the limits of strength training, and he uses science-based tools as well. So I've seen videos of him doing like the blood flow restriction cuffs over his arms and testing out different things. He also goes very heavily into the data, and he's very entertaining and very fucking funny as well. So that's a good one to listen to. I'll link these all down below from 1 to 5, so you can just click them and it'll take you straight to their channel. I hope you found that useful, and until next time.